Katlego, a good morning to you. Tell us what we've seen unfold this morning so far.
A very good morning to you, Naledi, and to our viewers at home. The matter, the 1.8 billion rand matter involving BOSASA officials and officials from the Correctional Services Department have just been postponed provisionally to the 2nd of December 2022. This matter was presided over by a deputy judge president of the High Court here in Pretoria, that being Judge Andries Legodi, who just a short while ago just went in to talk about the medical report. As you can imagine, that at the center of what has been happening with the case being moved from one date to another has been the appearance of Mr. Angelo Agrizzi, who is not in good health, we are told, and there was that process of even the state in roping in the works of a pulmonologist to more or less assess the state of Mr. Agrizzi's health. Today as well, we saw Mr. Agrizzi not being present in court as well. 3 of his co-accused were present in court, and we were told again that he's not in good health to make his appearance here today. We saw as well the medical reports just taking center stage, where the judge just said that he needs for those reports to be collated and for just the way forward to be had in terms of Mr. Agrizzi's health, where this case is concerned. But the person that is best suited to just give us a sense of what came out of court and going forward, how this is going to work out as we're inching to the 2nd of December is Mr. Angelo Agrizzi, as lawyer, Mr. Manny Witz, Advocate Manny Witz, who will just let us in on what came out of court just a short while ago, and really if there is a reason to believe that indeed Mr. Angelo Agrizzi is not in good health to can attend to this court process here. I say thank you very much for joining us on the SABC. Just let us in on what came out of court. We saw a provisional postponement. Let us in on what informed that provisional postponement here.
Sure. Morning to your viewers and morning to you. What happened is that the matter was then called, it's been postponed to a provisional date, which is the 2nd of December 2022. In that time, what has now happened in the interim, 4 medical experts of Mr. Agrizzi have provided the state. They're in possession of the reports. The state have procured various medical experts in similar fields of work and expertise and knowledge to examine the reports. And what we've then arranged with the acting deputy judge president, Judge Legodi, the Honourable Judge Legodi, is the following: that the doctors will meet either in person or on Microsoft Teams or Zoom, whatever they make their arrangements. They will then do what's called a joint pre-trial minute, where they either agree to agree or agree to disagree. If they disagree, they set out the medical reasons why they disagree, and by then hopefully we'll have the way forward for Mr. Agrizzi, whether he's medically fit and neurologically fit to stand a very testing trial that's probably going to last for a long period of time, at least I would say 6 months to a year minimum, even on a continuous roll with the number of witnesses as well as the voluminous documentation, etc., relating to the matter. So we're all awaiting the outcome of what the doctors will then guide us and tell us. And the learned Deputy Judge President has also requested us that in that time, and when we get the medical reports, if the state intend proceeding with the application, they're alleging that Mr. Agrizzi is delaying the trial, and they also want to bring an application in terms of Section 67(2) of the Criminal Procedure Act, which deals with bail and the fact that you don't attend court, as to why he's not attending court. And the Act very simply says it must be willful. You're willfully doing it, that you're not attending court. But obviously his medical condition is such that he can't attend court, unfortunately. So we're all awaiting that, and the judge has then requested that we file heads of argument prior to that date, and we'll either set down the applications on the 2nd of December, or we'll structure the way forward, what they're going to do with Mr. Agrizzi as well as what they're going to do with the other co-accused. There's 3 of them. It's Mr. MT, the former Commissioner of Prisons, Mr. Gillingham, who's involved with the Department of Corrective Services, and Mr. Andries Van Tonder, who worked at BOSASA together with Mr. Agrizzi and the late Mr. Gavin Watson and other people. So that's where we stand today.
We saw in the lead-up to this court process here today, the state really threatening to even more or less push for that process under the Criminal Procedures Act to be enforced, where they were claiming the delays where Mr. Agrizzi's role here is concerned. Could you say that there's really any validity to what they were pushing to get in terms of them ensuring that this matter is not delayed any further and Mr. Agrizzi, one way or another, is forced to appear here today?
Well, the interesting thing is it took Mr. Agrizzi a year and a half. We brought a section 342A, which is in terms of the Criminal Procedure Act. We brought it against the state, saying that they're delaying. It took them a year and a half and longer till they finally got medical experts of their own to examine Mr. Agrizzi on a medical point of view. So if there's been any delay, we're the ones who allege that they brought the delay. That was going to be heard, but because of the medical reasons and because the report still had to be signed, they still had to be served, and they still had to be completed, we didn't proceed with the Section 342A. Now, all of a sudden, I think this is our third appearance in the High Court. This was previously in the Specialised Commercial Crime Court. All of a sudden, the state now got wise, and they say, well, they'd like to bring a Section 342A as to the delay. But to me, it's a fruitless exercise. They know what the delay is. It's not a delay. It all relates to his medical condition. Either he's medically fit or neurologically fit, or a combination of both to stand trial, or he's not. It's as simple and easy as that. And nobody from the state nor from the defence, we're not medical experts, we're not doctors, we're not professors, we're not surgeons, we're not experts in our field. We rely on them to tell us what is the position. That is the purpose, and that is what the acting Deputy Judge President has directed, that joint pre-trial minutes by the medical experts must be filed and served, and they will then tell us the way forward. So depending what the outcome of the reports is, either they'll want to proceed with the application, or they'll probably, depending what the outcome is, they'll make the other choice. Either you proceed or you don't proceed. But it's an exercise that I don't know. You know, obviously certain people have got certain agendas and they certain beliefs, but only the experts can tell us. So we'll wait for the outcome of what the medical experts tell us. Yeah. That will guide everybody.
Yeah, I mean, finally on my end, Mr. Witt, this is a perception that has been making the rounds about just Mr. Agrizzi being seen as if he doesn't want to take accountability where this is concerned. But you are his lawyer, and you're saying that he's been struggling to breathe. He's been struggling to even more or less communicate with you in terms of just giving you an update where this matter is concerned. Maybe just let us in, take us into your confidence in terms of how is he doing right now. Is he one person that, by the look of things, even if those reports come out to say that he needs to come here, he'll be in a position to even make it, take a step towards the podium for him to really take accountability where this is concerned? How is Mr. Agrizzi as we speak?
Well, as we speak, I saw him Friday a week ago. I'm not a medical expert, etc., but it's common cause. Everybody knows he's on 24/7 oxygen just to live and just to survive. 9 litres plus at times a minute, just to keep him going and just to keep him alive. So I think it's very, very clear that physically, from a medical point of view, he won't be able to physically appear in a court of law. There is talk of possibly maybe doing it virtually, but I'm not sure how the logistics and if that will work and how much time he'll be able to do. And even there, he'll need medical assistance just to do a little bit on a virtual basis. So his health condition, as I say, I'm not a medical expert. It's not that good at the moment. I'm not a doctor. Let the doctors rather guide us and decide. They're the experts. They all the experts in their field. They have the expertise. But from what I've seen, he's starting to struggle quite a lot from a medical and I think even from a neurological point of view. It's very, very difficult to live, especially with what's going on now, unfortunately, in South Africa. He's got full provision with generators and inverters because of the load shedding. He has to have the oxygen, and it's 24/7. That's just to live and just to actually survive. But medically, I don't think he's in a very, very good condition at the moment. But as I say, we'll await the outcome of what the experts tell us.
Mr. Menowitz, thank you very much, sir, for your time. He is the lawyer for Angelo Agrizzi, just giving us an update of really how he is doing medically. This is what dominated that court process here today, where center stage was the issue of his medical condition and if he'll be in a better position to really take to the stand and give an account as to what happened where those 4 tenders are concerned. That 1.8 billion rand that needs to be accounted for. But really, right now, the task is for both of the teams to ensure that those reports are collated and they reach the office of the deputy judge president here, Judge Ledwaba, and that's where on the 2nd of December we'll be expecting to see if indeed there will be a case to be argued where those medical reports are concerned, or this case will just take a different take in terms of just those reports coming out from the doctors and the medical experts. But right now, the matter has been provisionally postponed to the 2nd of December, and where those issues will be collated, and we're hoping to see this matter reach its finality, because that's what also the NPA and the Investigative Directorate has been calling for this matter to see its light in the courts of law.